What's up, everybody? Welcome to 3D Rivals, your first line of defense against stupid movies. My name is DJ, and as always, I'm joined by my my co-host. Her name,
Denise.
Denise. Nice to meet you, Denise. I'm also joined by my brother Derek.
What's up?
And our friend Dan.
What's going on?
And this week we're going to be talking about The Thing in 1982, starring
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell.
He could just not speak. Kurt Russell.
Starring Kurt Russell.
Mm-hmm.
And some other known names there.
Yeah.
Yes.
I recognize them. I don't remember their names now.
Yeah, Keith Davis.
Yeah, Keith Davis. Yeah. Which I was like, wow, you look you look different.
He definitely do.
It was his first major role.
It was back in his early acting days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So The Thing is, I guess, can be classified as a sci-fi horror
movie. Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a rough day. It's a rough day.
It's a sci-fi.
Language is not languaging today. It is a sci-fi horror movie about an alien attacking a base in Antarctica. And that is the gist of it.
Antarctica.
Yes. Yeah. So, some of these old movies still go hard. I have to say. Like,
I would agree. I'm happy about that because I have been wanting to see this movie because I heard a lot about it.
She had been mentioning this movie for like the last
So
year.
I was really hoping it was good. And it was.
It was good. It was good.
Yeah, then I was like, I'm putting it on the list, and I have been waiting for it to show up on the streaming service.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's what the whole.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for.
Okay.
All right. Well, finally did.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Denise.
Yeah. Yay me.
Good things come to those who wait.
Mm-hmm.
So the movie starts off with some people in a helicopter chasing a dog through the snow. And I have to say,
they're a horrible shot.
Yes.
They were trying to perforate the ice underneath, and then the ice was going to fall.
I was thinking that, but you guys are forgetting they're scientists.
I get that.
It has a scope on it.
I get it. No,
look, they're still scientists, and
I'm not even saying
he's not trained for this.
I'm not even saying it's an easy shot. Obviously, this is a hard shot. It's a dog running in the snow. You're in a helicopter. You're moving. The target's moving. All that. I get it. That's a difficult shot, right?
Yes.
But he shot like 20 times.
He did. Like the whole opening credits was just
him shooting,
missing this dog. I'm like,
all right, you gonna hit it, right?
Maybe they're doing something else.
Yeah.
Maybe he's not shooting at the dog.
I was starting to think like, okay, maybe the dog is chasing something, and they're shooting at what the dog is chasing.
It was that bad because I'm like,
it was that bad for real.
And then he threw like an explosive, but it was
nowhere close.
That was bad. That was
like, I don't
even for a scientist.
For anyone.
With an explosive, you just gotta be
just kind of in the vicinity. Yeah.
The dog was over here, and that bomb was over there.
I'm like, bro, I don't know.
This is your first time like throwing anything?
Well, when he blew up his own helicopter, I'm gonna say yes.
What happened there? I feel like it just flew out his hand backwards.
It was like
it did.
It was like a pitcher pitching in the rain.
The ball was soaked.
Yeah,
and what got me was he runs back for it.
Yeah, run away, bro.
Like that's gonna stop. I'm like, worry. I'm like, you're gonna blow up. Like, you should be running away. He's running towards it and start digging for it in the snow. I'm like, do we not know how explosive works?
I thought he was like going to cover it up or something because covering it up was going to make it less.
No, with what? 2 inches of snow? That's not going to make it
pre-scientists. Like they haven't made it to scientist level yet.
Yeah, they don't have their PhDs yet. Apparently.
Okay, you can get to Antarctica without a PhD.
This is stupid.
Yeah. So come to find out, they were Norwegian.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're at the American base, and I kind of understand them. They don't know what's going on. There's like these random people shooting at a dog from a helicopter, right? And like, they don't speak English, so they couldn't really tell them what was going on. But like, no warning shooting because the dog ran to the American scientists, and they shot at the dog still,
right?
Still completely missed. It wasn't running this time. I don't know. And he wasn't that far away. I mean, what, 20 feet? That's not.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you can use a scope on it and hit.
It's 20 feet. You still can't hit it.
I'm gonna just go. They were scientists.
You know. All right.
They were pre-scientists.
He missed that dog again. And so, the Americans don't know what's going on.
Exactly. So I would react the same. Like, there's a crazy man with a gun shooting a dog, and now he's on our base.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then they're trying to speak to him to see what's going on. And, of course, they don't speak each other's languages. So it's like they don't know what's going on. He's constantly still trying to get at the dog. They're trying to stop him from getting to the dog because it's like, okay, why are you so aggressively trying to kill this dog?
So anyway, since he has a gun and he's shooting, well, he shot one of them. It grazed him, but he shot one of them. But they shot him.
I'd still be upset.
Yeah, because we don't know what he's doing. He's crazed, right?
Yeah. I mean, like, at this point, you kill that guy.
Yeah. So, and then the other guy died in the helicopter blowing up because he can't throw forward, apparently. Goodness gracious.
This is just all bad.
Oh, man. But this is how we get everything. Now, the movie kind of lets off that the dog is kind of weird, right? You know?
Yeah, see, I feel like the very first scene, they open with an alien ship. Mm-hmm. And I feel like this movie would have served it better if you don't show that. If it just opens up with the thing or whatever. Yeah. It's kind of like The Predator. Like how the opening scene opens up with the spaceship.
Yeah.
If we don't see that, then we don't know what to expect in the jungle.
That's true.
It's the same thing with this movie. Like, we don't see that. We're kind of like, what the heck is going on?
I feel like with The Predator, it kind of worked, though, because for the most part, it was invisible. See anything.
Yeah.
And they was wondering what was going on. I think we as the audience probably know. Like,
But you don't think it would serve better if they didn't show the spaceship?
Yeah, because then
it probably would.
Yeah, and I kind of feel like this movie would serve better like you don't show the spaceship. Because now we know, like, why else would this guy be chasing his dog through the snow?
Right, so we know that there's something wrong with the dog. Like, that's... Like, I knew there was something wrong with the dog. I'm like, obviously, I didn't think he was crazy. I'm like, he's trying to kill the dog because it's an alien.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it would have just gave you a little bit more, just some more moments of sort of like what's happening. Which is what the whole premise of this movie is. You're guessing on what's happening.
Yeah.
So you don't open with that. It just gives you a little bit longer.
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree.
It would have worked a bit.
I didn't know that in the 80s.
But so they let the dog in on the base. First mistake. Now, again, I don't blame them too much, but first mistake was not putting it in the kennel. They have other dogs on their base. I mean, they're in Antarctica. They have dogs there. They use them for things.
Yeah.
Why didn't you put that one in the kennel?
I think it was just Clark was just getting a little attached with his dog. Like, Clark was clearly a dog person.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he was just a little like, oh, it's a new dog. And then like, man, put this thing away.
And I think also he felt like the dog was a little scared because of them chasing the dog.
Okay. Fair enough, I guess.
For dog people, they do.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see like Clark is like, you know, he needs a little more people time.
Yeah. I give credit for the people in this movie for not all their decisions, but for making a lot of good decisions throughout the movie. Like, you don't see that a lot in movies. Now, again, I would say not all their decisions. They definitely made some bad ones. But like they actually reacted to this situation, I think, in a good way most of the time.
Yeah. Because their first decision was, okay, let's go to this Norwegian base.
Yeah, to see what happened.
Makes sense.
On why they're acting frantic like this. Because their first thing was they're suffering from cabin fever.
Yeah, but does cabin fever make you shoot dogs?
Well, it makes you hallucinate. So they was like, maybe they could have been seeing anything.
Yeah, maybe you didn't see it.
So they was like, well, let us investigate because the other guy
too.
Yeah,
trying to help out.
And the other guy was saying, well, they would have to be out here for X amount of time for that to be. But it was like, well, let's just investigate.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with that, I guess. I mean, I necessarily don't care, you know what I mean? Like, if they being crazy, they can be crazy on their own base. They ain't got nothing to do with me, you know?
You well, I guess it was wonder why they're being crazy?
Yeah, I guess it was
roll up on our base anymore. I ain't going out there.
I'm gonna say for the area they're in, you're in Antarctica. I think it was a strange enough situation for them to try and investigate.
I don't blame the decision. I'm just saying, with me personally.
Oh, you're just like,
so you would stay behind?
Yeah, I'm staying behind.
I mean, most people did stay behind.
Because I feel like, was it child? Somebody was just like, we ain't gotta do that. So I'm just in that boat, like, we ain't gotta do that.
You're that person.
Yeah, I'm that person for sure.
Yeah.
So this is when they find that they brought a block of ice back, right, where they obviously extracted something from it, and they found like a burned up body outside, and they take that back to the base to study.
See, bad decision, number one. And I get
they also found the
I was going to say
man
that.
in the chair.
Yeah, who cut his own throat.
Yeah.
Which is just insane.
Like, screw this.
Yeah, see, that's when I get scientists, oh, look, we found a new organism. But if I'm seeing burned bodies, weird thing, and a man who cut his own throat, I want no part of whatever happened on this base.
I agree with that.
Something really weird. I would have taken the tapes, but left the thing.
I don't know.
They took the tapes
thing.
and all their writings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, see that I'll take.
Yeah,
Tapes aren't dangerous.
Yeah, I'll take that, but not the red bleeding glob. I'm cool.
The glob with like 5 arms coming out of it and his face being split and melted and stuff.
Yeah, why would you take that?
Yeah. They're like, the discovery of the century. I don't care.
We have to have this. Like, we'll take a picture of it.
I was about to say, like, take a picture and send it to the people. Like, yo.
No, we don't need it.
We don't need that at home.
Yeah, so they bring that back, and it turns out it seems human enough. It's got human organs.
Wonder why.
Mm-hmm. And then was it they brought back a body too, right? Did the guy who slit his throat, or
no? They just brought back the transform thing back.
Oh, I thought they had a body with him too.
No,
I'm tripping. Okay,
no, nobody.
Not this time.
No,
nobody.
So really weird. And, they're talking, like you said, they're talking about discovery of the century or whatever. They finally decide to put the dog in a kennel. And this is when this movie really starts getting weird.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
And disgusting.
What is happening? So when it gets in the kennel, the thing, I guess, that is the dog, decides to try and assimilate the other dogs.
Well, no, you're forgetting is like, because I was wondering about this. The dogs react to him because dogs was like, yo,
they know, like,
this thing ain't right. Yeah. So the dogs start freaking out.
Yeah. Like the one dog was chewing away the wire
to get out of there. Like, nah.
He was like, nah. Like he was literally breaking off the wire fencing. I'm like,
it was like
that would tell me something.
The other dogs was willing to attack it. The one dog was like chewing to get out of the kennel.
He's the Denise dog.
Exactly.
That's the Denise dog.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm not with this.
Yeah, like, nah, something wrong with him. I'm out.
I'm chewing my way out of
here.
Yeah,
so they start freaking out, and so that's when the thing was like, oh, it was like that. So then that's when he started killing them all, like just like releasing technicals and stomach acid and just.
I'm like, oh my god, what is happening?
It was a lot going on.
It was disgusting.
What is this? Who designed this alien?
Right. Then it was eating one. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
It was.
All right, another like subversion to most horror movies nowadays, or most movies in general. Like they heard all the dogs barking and going crazy without even checking to see what's going on. Like the one person like heard the dogs barking and going crazy and just pulled the fire alarm. He's like, nope.
Yeah.
Like there's obviously something wrong.
Yeah,
right.
You know?
Yep.
Yeah, just none of those stupid like, oh, let's see what's happening. One dude was like, this is crazy. Go get the flamethrower. Just no doubt about it. Go get the flamethrower.
Yeah, that was the first thing. He was like, grab the flamethrower.
Like we're ending this now.
And the first thing they do is set it on fire. Fair enough.
Yeah.
If this alien was any other kind of alien, I feel like they would have won.
Yeah, but if I'm seeing an alien split in half and I got dogs getting slapped to the roof and stuff, I mean,
some dogs getting eaten.
Yeah,
it was a lot going on at one time.
And then you're right with Clark. He like tries to save the one dog.
Yeah,
I was like, bro, he's obviously doing something with these dogs. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But we shoot all of them.
Yep.
Yeah. We just took in a dog that turned into an alien. So I'm gonna hereby
give up on dogs.
Not trust any of these dogs.
I gotta be like,
that was another smart decision too.
Yeah.
He said kill all the dogs.
Yeah. It's like
the doctor did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the doctor did.
He killed all the dogs.
Yeah.
because it was in there with the dogs.
Yeah,
and this is after. Granted, this was after the doctor found out that the alien takes over the cells and stuff of the person, right? So he's like, it was in there with the dogs. There's a high probability the dogs were infected by it. So yeah,
gotta take them out.
Kill them all.
Yeah. So this insane at this point. I'm losing what happens next. So they try to autopsy it again.
They were gonna move it to the storage shed. So they already did the autopsy. They're gonna move it to the storage shed. So one dude was going to go get some more stuff. So the body's in a storage shed. There's another guy on the ladder in the storage shed, and that's when it's like, oh, this weird body thing is not dead.
Yeah.
And because the doctor was freaking out and was saying like, hey, we need to get all of this stuff out, put it in the storage shed, everything that was near the alien, around it, because he found. Oh, go ahead.
No, that's not yet.
Yeah, that was later.
That's not yet.
He starts going crazy.
Yeah, they were just moving it to the storage shed.
They were just moving it? Okay.
Yeah. And that's when it takes out his first person, which was Benny.
Yeah. And so Benny turns into the alien, and they set that on fire too. A lot of setting on fire in this.
Yeah, hey, you know what? It works.
What you got.
It does. It works. It definitely kills them.
It's better than like shooting it 1,000 times.
Yeah. Or shooting 1,000 times and missing.
Or that.
As well. That as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They killed the dog.
So what I like is in this movie, you never know like who it's going to be. Like you're thinking like, it's going to be this person. Like this person's definitely affected. Or like I was pretty sure Clark.
I was so
from the beginning. I'm like, Clark is the thing, man. It's him.
Turns out Clark is just weird.
I would have shot him. Immediately.
Shot him and been wrong.
Because the dog also went in Clark's room.
Well, because the doctor said like, how long were you alone with the dog? And he was like, an hour and a half. And then when the doctor starts freaking out because he finds out that it replicates the cells.
Yeah.
And that it said in 27,000 hours, if this thing gets loose, the whole world will be infected. So the doctor starts freaking out, destroys all the stuff. Like, we ain't going nowhere.
Can't blame me.
So they locked the doctor up because he done lost his mind. Don't blame him for that.
I don't blame him, yeah, because he breaks the helicopter.
Yeah,
and
the tractor and all of their communication devices and stuff.
Yeah. Because he's like, it can't get out.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so when they lock him up, he asks McReady, I'm not sure that's his name. It's like, watch out for Clark. And I was like, I was already on Clark, but I feel you.
Yeah, he's acting really weird.
Yeah, I was too.
Like, Clark is weird. I like, this dude ain't up to no good.
You know what this movie is a live action version of Among Us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's like you're trying to figure out who the imposter is.
Yeah.
So for all of our Gen Zers out there, it's Among Us.
It's Among Us.
Yes.
That took place 40 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. So, man, I'm trying to put it together, like, because a lot happened in this movie.
So
we lock up the doctor, and then now we're trying to figure out a way to find out who could be affected, right?
Right. So that's when Cooper suggests that they test the blood.
But wasn't Fuse? Was that his name? He was the guy with the glasses. He was doing something, and then I guess
Fuchs.
Yeah. So when Cooper
he died though.
I know, but I was like, there was something in between them locking up Blair.
Blood, he was going to test the blood that everyone submitted. So that's when they go to the refrigerator.
But you're skipping the part I'm talking about.
What part?
Because Fuse
was he the one that destroyed the helicopter? Or no, that was
Blair destroys the helicopter. They lock Blair in the tool shed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So then Fuse is the one who's like in the science, doing sciencey stuff, like reading the No Reasons.
Oh yeah, that's all. Power went out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then it's like afterwards they were like, oh, we can run the experiment with the blood, and we test all the blood, mix it, and if it doesn't mix, then that's the alien. But then someone destroyed it all, which I'm still trying to figure out who did it. Because the people I had pegged weren't aliens.
No, it wasn't Gary.
It wasn't Gary, and it wasn't
the only other person that had access to it. Which I don't know.
And it was neither one of them.
Yeah. So
but I felt like the person that it ended up being was also covering his tracks by like making it seem like it was McReady. But he at the time also had to take the keys and put the keys back.
But how do you take the keys off of Gary without Gary knowing?
True.
When they went to sleep.
Man, ain't that much like sleeping in the world.
Yeah, because remember the first night, they all slept in their own sheds.
But like the keys are on Gary, right? At all times?
That's what he said.
Yeah.
That's what he said. I don't know. I was pretty sure it was Gary.
I thought it was Gary too.
I had Gary pegged because he was acting really weird.
Yeah.
Everybody's acting weird.
Well,
yeah. But they were weird in different ways. So I really thought, I'm like, it's Clark and Gary. And Palmer I had pegged because I was like, Palmer was the one in the room that the dog walked into.
Yeah.
So I was like, you're first. It's like, honestly, I thought it was more people than it really was. It was only one person out of the group.
Because it was only one alien.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it can.
Because remember, they said there's 3 ways for them to assimilate you.
Oh, yeah.
So he can, like, snatch your body.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can pick up cells. Because remember, that's when Fuse said that not to make your own meals and stuff.
Yeah.
Because you're just like, don't share nothing with nobody.
Right.
Because that was another way for it to get you.
Yeah, because they were showing that the cells go, like, take over the host cells. Mm-hmm. And then, like,
right, so it can leave its
imitates
cells,
them. Yeah.
Right, so it can leave its cells behind in something and then take over your body by you eating it.
It's a parasite.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
Or a virus. Parasite or virus.
I'm thinking more like, well, no, because it's
paravirus.
It's worse than a parasite because you're not you.
Yeah. So virus.
Virus.
Because all it attaches, hides itself, and then spreads.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, once you got it, there's no saving you. You're
well, no, because they basically kill you. Because like, look what he did with Benny.
Mm-hmm.
And Benny was dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, man! There were some disgusting scenes in this. Goodness.
Oh man, they burned up Benny too.
They did.
Yeah.
Like the one guy who was it where?
You're skipping way ahead if you're thinking about that.
Okay.
That's fine. You can skip.
Are we skipping ahead? I can't put each thing together now. I watched it and now, like, for whatever, the scenes are jumbled up in my head. So
yeah. So we find out that the blood is contaminated. I mean, to see if the blood is contaminated, the blood is destroyed.
Yeah, so we can't do that.
So they don't trust Gary.
At this point, oh yeah, that's when they're fighting over leadership, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Of course.
In Windows,
well, because no one trusts Gary. Don't blame him. And then there's like, so Charles was like, I'll do it. It's like, nah,
because he's just gonna shoot people.
Yeah.
Nah. We didn't trust you before there were aliens, so no.
Yeah.
So McReady becomes the leader, basically. Yeah. Windows freaks out, grabs a gun, and they're like, boy, we ain't playing with you.
Yeah, put the gun down. Here's where they made mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, after everything that's happened, we had one person taking over by it. Obviously, we've learned that that's what happened to the Norwegians. Mm-hmm. There is an alien, and we know that at least one of us is probably this alien.
Yeah.
True.
You do not split up.
Agreed.
No, you all stay in the everything we do. We go in as a group.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Because I was like, when they ran out to look for Faust or Fuchs.
Yeah.
Because they was like, he's missing.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, they found him and his body is burnt up.
Yeah.
So then it's just like, okay, did he commit suicide? Or did the alien kill him to cover his tracks?
But Fuchs wasn't, like, I'm pretty sure he wasn't.
He wasn't. I think he killed himself in order to avoid being taken.
So he ran into whoever was the alien.
Yes.
And he killed himself.
I think so.
Because he ran after it.
Yeah, because he ran out with a flare.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think he killed himself.
Makes sense. He found the ripped up shirt that had McReady's name on it. Mm-hmm. So he probably, whoever was trying to frame McReady was out there, and he probably followed them.
Mm-hmm. So which I'm guessing had to be Palmer.
Yeah.
Because Palmer was it had to be Palmer because Palmer was the only one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after that, not Charles, but was it Knowles, and McReady goes back to his shack.
Yeah.
To do something. Oh, because the light was on, and he was like, I didn't turn the light on.
Right.
So they go out to check it out. Null says
come back without McGreedy.
Yeah, it was like, nah. It's that dude. I saw his ripped up shirt. He trying to play us. So he comes back without him. They gonna lock this boy out. Don't blame him.
Yeah.
McGreedy comes back, was like, yo, you trying to you gonna leave me out there? And they's like, man, can't nobody come back through that snowstorm like that. It's definitely an alien. Right. And so he like, I ain't having it. So he got some dynamite and a flare. Like, don't play no games with me.
I will blow all of them.
He's like, I'm gonna blow us all up. Yeah.
So everybody's going.
But see, if you don't split up, then you don't run into this. Yes. And so now,
right. So then, meanwhile, Norris is freaking out.
Well, they narrowed it down to what, 3 people?
Yeah, because they narrowed down to the 3 people who could have touched the blood. Yeah. So it was Gary, Palmer, and Norris.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, they narrowed it down to those 3. Like you 3, something. It had to be one of you 3.
Right.
Yeah.
So they get them all chained up, and that's when McGreedy comes up with the blood test because
no, there's something between.
Yeah.
Norris have a heart attack.
Yes, because that's how you realize it was self-preservation.
Yeah.
Because Norris has a heart attack because he has a bad heart.
Right. And they go to defibrillate him.
And the
alien bites.
So Norris was taken over. So when did Norris get taken over is the question.
I don't know.
That's the part I was like, I have to rewatch the movie.
I did. I literally rewatched the last hour of it, and I don't know when he got taken. I was trying to figure it out. I rewatched the last hour of the movie.
So at that point, it was two.
Yeah, Palmer and Norris.
I think we're getting this out of order. Or are we not?
No. He does his modified blood test after Norris.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Because that's when he comes up with the self-preservation. Because as soon as he
did that,
the
snatches,
defibrillator, he snatched the dude's
so it
off.
Takes Norris out, and it takes old dude's arms.
Yeah, so that was really weird scene. He's like defibrillating him. His stomach opens up as a mouth and chomps down on his arms.
Bits his arm off.
Yeah.
His stomach opens up and chomps.
The
doctor's arm.
The doctor is giving him CPR and using a defibrillator.
Yeah.
So the alien busts out of Norris' chest and opens up like a Snapdragon thing, like the little Snapdragon thing.
A Venus flytrap.
Yeah. Just opens up, closes, and takes the dude's arm because he's actively giving him chest compressions. Oh, wow. Takes old boy's arm, so he's like my arms.
Yeah, so he's dead.
Yeah, that's what he sounded like.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it was in the movie.
Yeah,
my arms.
Yeah. Then it continues to be disgusting because the head detaches from the body.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they're burning it with the flamethrower, right? Because there's just always they're
ready with the flamethrower.
They're like alien flamethrower. It's dead. And his head detaches.
The head detaches
so it can live.
Grows spider legs.
Of course.
And crawls away. So I was like, all right. So it mimicked a spider at one point.
No, I think that's just part of the thing.
Yeah, I think
that's just part of the thing. Yeah, that's just
because he grew spider legs with the dog too.
Yeah, that's just a part of him.
Yeah, and I was like, y'all don't see this head crawling out the room.
Yeah, they were a little slow.
And they saw it last minute and then flamethrow it.
Yeah,
but yeah, that was that scene was disgusting. So, I was like, oh man, I thought the dog scene was disgusting. So it got worse.
I thought it couldn't get worse than that.
Yeah, so McGreedy's idea is to tie everybody up.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, everybody gets tied up and we do the test. And this is when he's like, so regular blood is just blood, right? So if I apply heat to it, nothing's going to happen. But as we saw before with oh boy being the thing, that it will try to preserve itself. And they know that the cells themselves are like, they take over things. So they will have that same self-preservation going on. And so what he does is like, I'm going to put basically a hot knife and like take samples of everybody's blood.
Yeah.
And we'll take a hot knife to it. One person cut a little bit too deeply and for too long. I'm like, you don't need to do that.
Windows? Yeah, Windows. I was like, hey, bro.
Like,
Windows was proven it wasn't him.
I was like, yeah, can we just do pinpricks?
I was like,
why do we have
Windows,
scalpels?
you basically cut your finger off.
I'm like, the nerves are dead in that finger, okay? I'm like, bro.
Well, it didn't matter. It turns out Windows didn't need those fingers.
Clark. Because when he came at him with the scalpel,
Clark
jumped at him and he shot him.
Because
and I was like, dang, it wasn't Clark.
We missed the important part because when he comes back out of the snowstorm, he got his gun, and Charles is like, "You ain't about to do nothing." He's like, "Oh, I will."
Yeah.
And Clark was like, "Okay, then do it." And he's like, "Play games with me, I'll shoot you."
Yeah.
And
dude jumped at him. And
Clark came.
So Clark was like, "I'm just gonna attack him with this knife," and
which. It wasn't murder. He tried to stab me.
It's not murder, no.
Because if he didn't shoot him, then I get stabbed with a scalpel.
Yeah.
Then I'll be dead.
It hurts.
Yeah. So.
And that's when I knew before he shot him that it wasn't Clark, because I was like, the alien when it came at him with the scalpel.
No, because the alien is trying to blend in.
Right. So you want to pretend like you're trying to find the alien too.
Yeah. So he shot him. And Charles was like, "See, it wasn't him."
He was like, "So he did say, like, so that's murder, right?"
Yeah, so you're just a murderer. I'm like, Charles, chill out.
Yeah. So he's applying heat to everybody's blood, and then Palmer's jumps out of the petri dish.
Yeah. Yeah. Then Palmer was
blood?
like, yeah. So Palmer's like, all right, gig's up. I'm gonna start
turning into a disgusting alien thing, and then everybody's flamethrower is not working.
Right, the flamethrower's not working,
and then
it starts eating windows.
Yeah.
His legs getting out of his mouth.
Dude, we got me there on the couch screaming like,
oh! Because they're all tied up. He's like, let me out. I feel him, child. I feel him.
Yeah, because it's like the alien is eating windows, and he's sitting right next to him. Flamethrowers ain't working. He's just like, get me out, get me out. I'm like, I would be freaking out, man.
How can you not?
Yeah.
So we killed that alien, and there's 3 of us left.
Yes, there's Niles, McReady. Oh, Gary's still around, and Childs.
Yeah. Well, we found out Gary wasn't the thing. I was fully expecting it. I was like, it's Gary.
Yeah.
It definitely is. This is why you lose in Among Us. Like, it is you. It's you. And then you kill them, and then it's not them. Like, oh, sorry, my bad.
We know now.
Yeah. No way to telling until we killed you. So
So this is when they go see Blair, and Blair is acting different.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, because he's asking to come back.
Yeah.
No, they went to see him before.
Yeah.
Or no.
No, they saw Blair after the blood test.
He is. He's acting really normal.
Yeah.
Which, when did this happen? Oh, maybe when they killed Fuchs?
I was trying to figure out, when did Blair get infected? Was he already infected when they put him in there?
No.
He couldn't have been, because he was trying to be like, I don't want to let this thing out. But if he's trapped in the shed, how did it get him?
So, Palmer probably, when Fuchs was out there and obviously killed himself, Palmer probably went to Blair.
And got him.
And got him there, because he was out there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And it can assimilate anything that has been.
Yeah.
So it could have turned into anything to sneak into the shed.
Well, he doesn't have to be anything really, because why would Blair?
Just open the shed.
Yeah. He just opened the shed.
He doesn't. I thought they had a key to get into the shed.
Palmer's on the outside. He would have a key.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It's a tool shed. It's not a safe.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that was Palmer.
Yeah.
Most likely. He had to do it early because Blair was working.
Yeah, that old boy was building a ship.
I'm like, wait, what? Because they went down there. This is much later, but they went underneath the shed, and there was a full alien spaceship being built. And I'm like,
built a tunnel, and I'm like, how we digging tunnels?
What? But he was working.
He was busy. I'm like, you did a lot of work in one day.
Yeah, but he was acting way too normal when they checked on him.
And they was just like, you can stay in there.
Well, I was like, he was too eager to come back after he was freaking out.
It's like, I'm normal. Leave. I'm fine. Let me out. I just want to get out of here. Let me out. Let me out. Let me out.
He was like, I feel better now. And it's like, nah.
Not good enough, buddy.
Yeah, no, he was a little too eager to get out.
Like,
too eager and calm with it. Like, before, he was freaking out.
Well, dude done lost his mind. Now you're telling me, like, everything's cool? Like, nah.
Nah. A little time out got you good, huh?
Yeah. I'm cool.
It's like, it's only been a day.
Yeah, but so they leave Childs at the base, and they come back to check on him, and that's when they found the tunnel underneath it and a half-built spaceship and everything. And then they see Childs leaving the base, which was real suspicious.
Yeah, like, where you going?
Because especially since we know Blair's out, and Blair's obviously an alien.
Yeah.
Now,
right.
So.
Yeah, so you're looking at it like, oh, Childs is running. You like,
and
why?
Then the power goes out.
Yeah, well, they
Destroyed
the generator.
Yeah, like legit just took it.
It's gone. So basically, they're gonna freeze to death because they're in Antarctica. So they're like, well, let's destroy everything to kill it.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because we're not gonna live. So
yeah, because basically they're saying like at this point he realized like the Thing's plan isn't working, right? They're fighting back.
Yeah.
So it's just like I freeze them out, they'll all die. The Thing goes into hibernation. In the spring, the rescue crew will come.
And he gets to
and he got a whole
take
new
over
crew.
the rescue crew.
Yeah. Because it figures while, when they originally land, they were frozen before and lived.
Yeah. So it's hibernating.
Yeah.
What would the rescue crew save you? I mean,
if it's a human.
Oh, they're gonna bring the body back because they will figure it's dead.
They might. Yeah. Why wouldn't they bring the body back?
Oh, they'll bring the body back.
Yeah.
That'll be all bad.
Yeah. And it's a human body. Well, it looks like a human body.
Yeah, they'll bring it back. And then remember, not really, because the Thing, all it has to do is wake up.
Yeah.
So it only has to take one crew member.
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah.
So they go to plant like dynamite under the base and stuff. And again, splitting up. I'm like, why don't y'all stick together? I don't understand.
Agreed.
So they're splitting up again.
To set explosives.
One guy gets taken over in a really weird way. He like sticks his fingers.
Yeah, that was very strange.
Face.
I was like, did we have to stick his fingers in his mouth like that?
I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's how they got Gary. That was Gary.
So Gary got taken over, and then we had who else was left?
Knowles was left.
Knowles.
So we don't see him die.
We don't, but Knowles was dumb anyway. He sees Gary being dragged on the floor, doesn't say anything, and just like slowly walks over there.
I would have said something.
I
would have been like, yo, he got Gary.
Yeah.
We either need to speed this up or we need to
exit
this plan.
Why wouldn't you?
I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah. So he follows him getting dragged away.
And he obviously dies too.
I'm about to say, like now you don't have any backup or nothing. It's just you.
Yeah. Like, clearly, this is not a one-man fight. Like, Didn't make any sense.
So that just leaves McReady, who blows it up.
Yeah, blows up everything, sets everything on fire. So he's the last man standing. Base is destroyed.
And then Childs comes back.
Yeah.
So they're acting like, we're like, we don't know if either one of us is the Thing, but they're both too beat up and tired to do anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
And the movie ends. It was right there with McReady and Childs just sitting there ready to die.
Because basically they're going to freeze to death.
Yeah. So it could mean one of several things. McReady, we all know, is not the Thing, but Childs was missing for quite some time. And he said he saw Blair, and he went out to follow him and got lost.
Which makes no sense. Why?
In the storm. Why would you go out to follow him?
Yeah, your job was to guard the door.
Also, I don't know why you would leave one person back at the base anyway, because, the Thing could go get them when they're by themselves. God, people are idiotic. Okay, but anyhow. So it's like, it's either one of two ways. Either they're both human and they both died there, or Childs was the Thing. And when the rescue comes, the world isn't it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah. Yep.
And that is unanswered.
So either both of them die, or one of them is the alien.
Yeah. And it just ends.
Everybody dies.
I was like, okay, cool. Way to end this movie.
No way for us to know. And the 2011 movie is a prequel, so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so it's not the continuation.
There's no.
No, the 2011 movie is about the Norwegian.
There is a game that came out in 2002 that is a continuation of this movie.
Really? So Childs was the Thing.
I'm going to tell you the answer to that, but it's going to be an answer in quotation marks.
Okay.
Fine. All right. Well, any random movie facts?
A few. Let's start with casting. So a lot of people were like up for this role. Apparently, the script was written with either Harrison Ford or Clint Eastwood in mind for the lead role for McReady.
All right.
Either one could have done it.
Either one of that could have been good. I mean, especially like Clint Eastwood.
Because he would have been young.
Yeah.
At that time.
Yeah.
Well,
or
young-ish.
Yeah,
Clint Eastwood is old.
Yeah,
like,
or young.
He primed in the 60s. So this would have been 20 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so apparently Kurt Russell was like a last resort. Like literally they were starting to do principal filming. And it was like, oh, okay, fine, Kurt Russell, you can be it.
All right.
That's a good choice. I thought he was great in the role. Yeah. I liked it a lot. Yeah.
I mean, I could see Harrison Ford doing it.
I mean, either one of them would not have been a bad choice.
This is definitely a Harrison Ford role. Like, this is.
Yeah, a bad choice would have been Nick Nolte, who was also on that list.
Oh no!
And I would have been, don't do that. But yeah,
I would have been like, it's him. He's the thing.
That ain't right.
It's definitely McNulty.
Okay. All right. So this is actually based on a classic story called "Who Goes There" by John W. Campbell Jr. Written in 1938.
Interesting.
In the original short story, there was 37 characters, and they were in the Arctic and not Antarctica. Don't know why they changed it. Who cares? And then the character's death and how they get snatched are different in the book.
Okay.
But also not important. There was a movie that came out in 1951 called The Thing from Outer Space or something like that. I forgot. It was called something like that.
From Outer, that sounds like a 1950s movie.
But in that movie, he didn't transform and stuff because, you know, technology is the 50s. Mm-hmm. So it was more kind of like a sentient being, plant-looking Frankenstein kind of, not Frankenstein. Yeah, Frankenstein kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so this movie is different than that movie, too.
All right.
Parts of the movie was shot in British Columbia, and parts of it was shot in Alaska, and the rest of it was shot on the soundstage in LA. In British Columbia, the temperature ranged from 0 to minus 15 degrees Fahrenheit. Wow. Said they spent $75,000 just to keep people warm. Sounds about right.
Yep.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, British Columbia is pretty cold.
Yeah. They had thought about like, oh, what if we just shot in cold storage rooms? But then, you know, they're small and no room. It's like, oh, dang it, that won't work. Yeah. So
plus all the people probably heat up the room.
Yeah. So on the sound stages, they just lowered everything to 40 degrees, which is still not cold enough, but you know, 40 degrees is cold in the building. That's very cold.
You could put fake ice, like use some foam and make some fake ice.
So yeah, it was a combination of those three things.
Yeah. They said it only took them 12 weeks to film the movie, though.
Yeah. One interesting thing, this bombed at the box office.
Really? I can see that.
It only made $19.5 million on a $15 million budget.
Oof.
Like, it bombed at the box office.
It's a good movie, though.
Yeah, so anyways, the critics panned it because of its gory effects and tones. So I'm guessing, I'm trying to think, like, in the 80s, there was nothing like this.
No.
This is very gory for a movie in the 80s. The early 80s.
It is.
Yeah, that wasn't, like, deemed as a, like, big-time horror movie.
Well, even then, like Alien, the deaths are all off screen.
Yeah, Alien is not
the worst thing is the thing coming out of the chest. Yeah. But this movie is, like, throughout the movie.
But you got to think, like, Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th came out around that time.
Did it?
That came out after 82, didn't it? Or no?
Maybe 84. I would say 84, 85.
Like the first? What you're talking about, the first?
First Friday the 13th and first Nightmare on Elm Street.
It was in the 80s, right?
It was. They were in the 80s.
And Halloween was the 70s. But I think the difference is in this movie, it was like sustained gore throughout.
Okay.
And I don't think people appreciated it.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
It was very disgusting.
Like, they made the alien and the deaths as gross as possible.
They did. Speaking of, the director for this movie also directed the Halloween movies.
Yeah, John Carpenter.
Yeah.
So I don't think they were ready for that because it's the same year.
I can see that.
E.T. came out. So, you know, people like, oh, Alien, nice, cute little kids. Then you had that one thing, you know, killing people. Mm-hmm. And then I think it came out the same week Blade Runner came out. So I think it had a lot of things working against it. Like, I just don't think they were ready for this movie in 1980.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people had a problem with the ending because it's ambiguous. Like, is anyone on the
some
alien?
Movies end ambiguously.
Yeah. And so a lot of people had issues with that. I just thinking like this is like the third 80s movie we watched that's like legitimately good, and the fans was like, but I don't like it.
Yeah, right. Every 80s
and
movie
then the movies that's like, oh, this was great.
Yeah,
suck.
Yeah. Absolute trash. All the 80s cult classics. I don't care. Come at me. Y'all keep saying, oh, this is such a great movie. I watch them and I'm like, what? What?
Yeah.
I guess it depends on what kind of movies you like.
Friday the 13th came out in 1980, but Nightmare on Elm Street came out in 1984.
Okay. I don't remember Friday the 13th, but maybe, I don't know. But I'm thinking nothing was as bad as this movie. Because even now, I was like, this is disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
My
daughter kept trying to walk in the room while I was watching it. I'm like, I didn't do that. Nope.
Yeah. I know Nightmare on Elm Street was known for being gory, but that was after this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think necessarily the first Friday the 13th, but I haven't seen neither, so I don't know an accurate answer.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen them. I'm not really a horror film kind of person.
Not me either. I don't
really want to watch a movie where the premise is I can't go to sleep.
Also that.
Yeah, as a kid, that's why I avoided it as a kid. I'm like, I sleep quite a bit, so
yeah. I don't watch one where a guy kills me in my sleep.
Right, and that's the only way he can kill you.
I don't know,
have to go to sleep.
Fear is one of those emotions that I typically don't want to feel.
Agreed.
So I don't know why people go out of their way to feel fear. Like, I'm gonna watch this scary movie so I can be scared.
Yeah, I don't like being scared. Like you be in your house and you be a little paranoid. I'm like, bro, I'm checking doors and windows. I don't like
Yeah.
Cool.
I'd rather not.
Right.
Yeah,
and now I gotta worry about falling asleep. Like, dude,
like, now I gotta stay up.
I fall asleep to avoid all the extra noise.
Right. Like, let me go to sleep. Oh, wait a minute. Can't do that. All right, let me go get up and eat. No, wait, hold on. It's gonna make me sleepy. I'm in quite the pickle.
Yeah.
So I'm not a fan, but So
not really anymore.
The Sci-Fi Channel was going to do a mini series in 2003, but nothing really came of it.
So the Thing series?
Yeah. Okay. I think it was.
You can go the book route with that because there's more characters in the book. You said it was like 30.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but for whatever reason, it never really became anything. But then they did end up doing a prequel in 2011, which sounds interesting, but I don't think the movie was actually good. So, in case you were wondering, 27,000 hours is 3 years.
I was wondering.
Okay, so
I didn't do the math, but thanks.
Sounds like a long time. You guys got time.
I'm starting to think a little bit. The Among Us game.
Okay.
I'm wondering if the people who made it actually kind of based some of it off of this, because in the game you're 10 people on a base trying to figure out who is pretending to be a person. Like, it is definitely just that. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just a coincidence, but I'm like, I wonder if they were like,
they might have. I mean, because it's a very popular movie now.
Yeah.
So yeah, they might have. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of games based on that, though. You think of like Mafia or something like that, right?
Yeah. I mean, basically the same thing.
Yeah.
I guess.
Okay. So in a scene where Dr. Cooper's, that's the one who's giving Norris the CPR, his arms get severed. They use a real life double amputee, a guy named Joe Carone, so that when the thing snaps and snatches the arms, it snaps prosthetics off of his arms. And he had on like a mask that looked like Dr. Cooper, but you're looking at the man's severed arms, so don't realize.
Not his face. Yeah.
I was like, wait, how do they pull that off? But you know what? I was concentrating on the arms, and I was just like, oh no.
Those are the effects of the 80s.
Yeah.
That's how they had to do it.
You do what you gotta do.
Right.
Computers weren't a thing, so it's like.
So and even let's say it is the mask, the man is screaming and everything. So if you're looking at his face, you're just like, okay, his face is distorted because he's in so much pain because his arms got ripped off.
Yeah. Yeah. So to translate what the Norwegian scientists were saying is, get out of here. That's not a dog. It's some sort of thing. It's imitating a dog. It isn't a real. Get away, you idiots. But no one speaks that language. So
unfortunately, the language barrier doesn't.
Yeah.
No Google Translate.
Yeah.
So if you spoke Norwegian in the theater, you're like, I know what's happening in the movie.
Very true.
Yeah, there's often
how
a
people
few,
in Norway
Norwegians.
reacted.
How did it go to Norway?
It might not have. I don't know. Okay, so when the dog wanders down the hallway, by the way, that dog was a wolf / Malamute mix. That was a big dog.
It was a big dog.
It was a big dog.
Yeah.
His name is Jed, by the way.
Jed, yeah. Jed plays.
Jed. They said he was a very good actor.
I bet.
He seemed like he knew what he was
He's pretty
doing.
good at being a dog. Yeah.
What? No, because so you didn't have to direct him too much.
Oh,
Yeah, it didn't take a ton of takes to be weird and stalky. Probably because it's part wolf.
Yeah, true. Stalking is his nature.
So
yeah, the way it was running through the snow, I was like, okay, he can
been
get
here
through the
before.
snow.
that dog is like when I was walking down the hallway, I'm like, this dog is huge.
it was bigger than the other dogs in the kettle.
Yeah, that might be the wolf part of him.
Yes,
Wolves are huge. Like they're like ridiculously
They're
huge.
very big.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, because I was thinking like this dog is like usually big, but that's why.
Makes sense.
So when it went to the room where you only see the guy's shadow, and we all assume it's Palmer, but honestly, they didn't use none of the actors for that. It was like they used like a stage crew to do it, so that way to cast a shadow, that way to leave it like, well, maybe it's not Palmer. I say it was Palmer. I'm sticking with that, but it was supposed to be like left up in air and like who was really in the room.
okay.
Yeah. Oh, so the Norwegian captains that was all burned up and charred or whatever. That's just the American base that after it got burned up. They didn't want to build tube sets and burn it up. So
they shot the scene afterwards.
Yep.
Okay.
Makes sense to me. So Keith David, Childs in the movie, broke his hand a day before shooting.
Oh.
So they put on, so he had to put on like a surgical glove and then another glove on that. They painted on his skin tone. And then for the first half of the movie, you just don't see his left hand because it was broken.
How did he break it? Did it say?
And that's what I noticed that.
Yeah.
That he wasn't using that hand.
Yep. No, that's because.
But I was like, it's the thing.
The thing doesn't use both hands.
Well, because it was like he always leaned in the movie. He was always leaning to one side, and he didn't move that arm or hand.
Yeah,
and I was just like, that's weird. But okay, so it was broken.
Yep. Okay, so they actually filmed multiple endings for this movie.
Usually, movies like this they do.
Yeah. So in one, there's where McReady gets saved. And he passes the blood test. He is not the thing. There's another one where one of the dogs survives the explosion, and you can see him walking through the camp and then begins running off the snow, assuming that the dog is the thing. The third ending shows Childs getting up and walking away and leaving McReady to die. They don't say whether or not he's the thing or not. So those were the three endings that they had actually shot for the film, but went with the one that we saw. So that because there was 4 technically.
Okay.
In the video game tie-in, that at one point John Carpenter said it was canon, but then 10 years later says something that disregards what he said in 2002.
Okay.
So in the game, McReady survives and he's picked up by a research team, and Childs frees to death. And I believe it was that none of them was the thing. But yeah, so he said that was canon. But then in 2012, he said one of them was the thing. So now they're like, bruh. So there's still no answer because he went back on his own word.
It means he just doesn't know.
He doesn't know. He left it up in the air.
Until someone comes out with a sequel or a remake, there's no answer.
Yeah.
Changed it.
Yeah.
Sequel.
Yeah. So Knowles, who death we do not see, they actually did film it, but didn't like the way it looked. Because it was like very complicated thing. So they was just like, we don't like it. So they didn't put it in the movie.
Okay.
But he's dead. Nitpicks, I think we covered most of them. Like one dude the Norwegian who blew up the helicopter, don't understand how or why you dropped that grenade. Didn't make any sense.
Or why you can't shoot. I don't understand that either.
Yeah. One thing I thought was weird is like, after they kill the dogs and they see all that crazy stuff, how is Child still talking about that's some voodoo stuff? I don't believe in that stuff. Like, bro, did you not just see what happened?
Yeah.
I'm like, I believe it all after that.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like, well,
yeah.
My whole life course has changed.
And that's why I was just like, well, then are you it? You so defiant or not believing this?
Yeah. So I kind of feel for them being in Antarctica. They weren't wearing nearly enough clothes. At one point, McReady got on like a little leather jacket.
Yeah, they kept going outside, pulling like the face coverings down. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, I'm like,
it's like minus 50 degrees. No.
Yeah.
And every time they ran outside, they like, it's supposed to get worse. And it was like, oh, we got 20 minutes and then travel for an hour.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't understand. He's like, it's gonna be minus 100 tonight. I'm like, is it? Cause y'all
Because y'all walking around outside like it ain't minus 100.
That's because it was only minus 5.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Once it get down that low, you can feel it in your bones. Cool. I couldn't figure out like how the alien cleans up the transformation mess so fast. Cause like remember when Benny got snatched, gross.
Right.
Windows runs, come back, is all clean. I'm like, you got a mop in there too? Like, dude.
Right.
How you clean up that so fast?
And it was like the only clue was like the ripped up shirt.
Yeah. Didn't make any sense.
Yeah, I was like, so everyone's shirt is ripped. I'm like, what about
Well,
the
he
pants?
did that one cleanly. He didn't do all the gross gooey whatever stuff.
Benny was messed up though. There was a lot of blood when Benny got snatched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when he came back, it was spotless. Didn't make any sense.
True.
Yeah. And then I think we already talked about like no one goes anywhere alone. Like
Yeah.
no one
Don't
goes
go
We
anywhere
go
anywhere
alone.
alone.
everywhere together.
Yeah.
Because obviously the thing wants you to get somebody alone
Yeah.
Yeah.
so that it can do this without noticing.
Yeah. Yep, that was my last nitpick.
Yeah.
I really didn't have many faults with this movie.
Yeah. All right, so I guess we're ready to rate it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm on the fence of best movie ever, and I paid for that. So
I'm gonna give it best movie ever. Like
Okay.
I didn't have I had no faults. Like I literally like when I say I watched the second half of the movie twice, I did, and that was in the same day.
yeah, I was thoroughly enjoying this.
I took.
I was also grossed out by it, but
agreed. I was just like, ooh, I was not. It was just I wasn't expecting. I don't know what I was expecting, but that was not it.
all right.
None of it. You didn't expect it to be some kind of it's an alien.
No, but it was just so much of it. Like when it ripped the dog, like literally when the dogs are yelling and yapping at each other,
Yeah.
it rips in half
Right.
to reveal itself.
Yeah.
Then it's things
Tentacles
comes
coming
out.
but it still has a dog skull or whatever.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
it starts shooting acid at the one dog,
Dog,
like
right,
melting that
and
thing.
Then it's smacking and ripping at the other two dogs
Yeah.
with its tentacles, and then it's grabbing another dog to like assimilate that, and then there's the one smart dog that's like chewing his way
Bye.
out.
Or tried to say bye.
Yeah. And then when it did the fly trap thing, snatching
Oh,
old
that
boy's
was
arm.
so unexpected.
And then his head falls off. Like,
oh God, it was.
And then the head start crawling away.
yeah, it was just. I was just
So
like,
gross.
what is
Upside
happening?
down, by the way. It was crawling way upside down.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was upside.
Yeah, because
down.
it
The head
sprouted
was upside down.
eyes.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
oh yeah,
it's
and then when
confusing.
that one guy's when his eyes was coming out of his head.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gross, man.
Finish this movie.
All right, sounds interesting.
Yeah, but I will say I enjoyed it all the way through. So I'm gonna go best movie ever.
I'm gonna go with best movie ever as well. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and when I finished it, I was like, I want to watch this again.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it again because I was like, I don't want to
You
go
wanna
through the
see all
disturbing scenes again.
Yeah,
As
I
you
don't
can
know
see,
if I'm
I
gonna watch it
can-
again. I'm not.
Vividly still remember them. So, but I wanted to watch it again to see if I can keep track of when the alien took over the different people.
That's why I repeated it, and I was like, okay, I can skip this, the beginning. So I
Yeah.
started like when things first started happening,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I did that in the same day I watched the whole movie, and even then, I still wasn't bored.
Well,
So-
I was not expecting that from an 80s movie. But
Agreed.
Yeah, so
Agreed.
we're gonna rate it best movie ever. I think I was only on the fence because of the ending.
Oh, so you are like the people in the 80s who don't like endings with no answers?
I guess so. I didn't dislike the movie. They were just like, movie's horrible.
Because of the ending?
Because of the ending. I still thoroughly enjoyed it.
I liked it because I thought like putting in that intro music at that point and it just like fades out, and I was just like, Oh, okay. This is what we doing? Cool.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. But yeah, best movie ever. It's a pretty good movie. We don't give a lot of movies that rating.
We don't.
Yes.
Yeah. We don't.
But pretty good. If you haven't seen The Thing, check it out. Be ready for discussing this, but check it out. But with that being said, if you would like to leave a comment or share, make sure you do that wherever you listen to your podcast, and we will catch you in the next one.